TGIF. Let's talk some underdog pick'ems. Let's go. Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Craig Ben, aka Cash Cake, and I'm back with an underdog pick'em video here for NBA on this massive 12-game slate. I picked out 4 plays we'll talk about. Not absolutely in love with them, but I do think there's a little bit of value in them. But I'll talk about the stats that I like. Hopefully helps you in making your decisions as well. But again, I got 4 of them for you here. And again, if you like these videos, hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, and I'll try to knock out as many of these underdog videos as I can. And if you do not have an account, use that promo code ARMY and get 100% instant deposit match up to $100. And if you are a brand new account holder, you are eligible for a free month of a DFS Army VIP membership. Again, let's get after it. Big 12-game slate. Let's get after these 4 plays. Let's go. All right, we have the underdogfantasy.com website up here. They got a sweet mobile app you can download as well on the Google and Apple store. And again, if you don't have that account, use that promo code ARMY. Get 100% instant deposit match up to $100. Like I said, this year they got the insurance thing. Turn it on and off. Really nice if you're playing the 5-mans. If you don't want to try to have to get all of them right, because it is tough to get 5 plays right. Turn that on. You can miss one and still get 6 extra money if you're going that route. I like to play, say the 2-mans here where you get 3x, the 3-mans is 6x. I like to stay here. I like to turn insurance on when I go to 4 to 5, just because it is tough to hit them. Like I said, I got 4 plays we'll talk about real quick. A couple plus EV. If you want to check out our plus EV tools, we have them for Underdog as well. So if you want to check those out, they update automatically, give you the best plus EV plays on the slate for Underdog specifically. And we got it for NBA, NFL, and college football. So if you want to check that out for this weekend, all those, they update automatically, and we have access to those in our Patreon streets for the price of lunch. You just get this, you get Underdog, you get Prize Picks, you get the models, all the models for all the sports that we have, everything for the price of lunch, man. So join us in there. It's been a lot of fun. We're up about 40 units over the last 2 weeks, and just the sportsbook plays alone for NFL and NBA. So if you want to check us out, let's go. First one we're going to talk about here, right up on the screen, man. Kevin Durant. Kyrie Irving is out. He's going to have to do everything here for this team. Absolutely everything. Kind of pulled up and looked at his game log without Kyrie Irving, and looked at it a lot last year towards the end of the year. He does a little bit of everything. If this game stays close against Washington, it's because it's on the back of Kevin Durant. It worries me a little bit that it doesn't stay close at times, because it's tough. Those other guys around him are going to have to do something. It's just going to be the Kevin Durant show. So if you think the game's going to stay close, it's because of Kevin Durant. If you don't, I wouldn't touch this. So keep that in mind. But the one I like points and assists here, because the ball's going to be in his hands a ton. So I like going higher at 41.5 points and assists with him. I think you could go higher in 33.5 points as well. I don't even mind the 48.5 points, rebounds, and assists. If it stays close, it's because he's doing a little everything. If we kind of look what he did points wise, in the last 4 games without Kyrie Irving, 37, 38, only 23 against Dallas, and then 53 against the Knicks. So went over it in 3 of the 4 games. And also those games, the game against Utah last year, 37, 9, and 8. Portland, 38, 6, and 6, 23, 6, and 10. And then that Knicks game, 53, 6, and 9. So these are like, if it's staying close, he's playing 38 to 40 minutes here. So keep that in mind. I do like it. I talked a little bit about defense-wise in the other video I did for Kevin Durant going up against these guys. And again, Washington's ranked 13th in points allowed, 4th in rebounds allowed, and 29th against the small forward position. So, assist-wise, they're ranked 5th. So again, it's a tough matchup in terms of if it stays close or not. So he's gonna have to do everything. If you think it stays close, it's because of Kevin Durant. Next one we're gonna look at here. I'm actually gonna go over LeBron James here, going up against Utah. I think this is a spot where we can take advantage here. If they keep bringing Russell Westbrook off the bench, I think it's going to help the team a lot. It's looked pretty well, but they've been a dumpster fire of a team so far. And I think you could look at this a few different ways, right? You could look at assisted higher. If they keep bringing Westbrook off the bench, he's had 8 or more assists this year in 5 of the 7 games he's played. So it's not a place you can kind of look at. Utah is ranked 3rd in assists allowed, so you keep that in mind. So the one I do like, I lean a little bit more. I'm going to go higher on rebounds at 7.5 here. Now, he's only cleared this in 4 of the 7 games, but Utah is ranked 23rd in rebounds allowed, 29th in offensive rebounds allowed. They do put up quite a bit of shots. They're ranked 12th in pace and 23rd in rebound rate. So I do think it's a spot where he can get this over 7.5 if it's a close game. Played Utah twice last year, put up 7 and 8 rebounds. So I think the line's probably just right, maybe a little bit shy. The line should probably be around 8. So a little bit of value here. And with the lines being so tight over here, Underdog, we kind of have to just find the value where we can find it. The next one we're going to look at is Paul George. Now this one, if we kind of look at the EV tool, it's saying take the lower of 25.5 projection they have here at Underdog against the Spurs. And I guess a lot of that has to do with how many minutes that we think John Wall is going to be playing off the bench. He's going to eat usage when he is out there. So it's one of those things where it depends on how you think this game goes against the Spurs, because the Spurs are not a good team. They're a very young team, but at the same time, I think that, at the 36, 7.5 lower than that is where I kind of want to be. He's only cleared this 2 of the 5 games. Now the juice is a little bit on the over here or higher at the -120. Spurs are ranked 30th in points allowed, 16th in rebounds allowed, 25th in assists allowed. I really want Keldon Johnson to play here because he is, he can body up Paul George a little bit here, and I think it'll help him out defensive wise. So I'm really hoping he plays. But like I said, he's only went over this in 2 of the games he's played this year. So, if John Wall takes a few more shots, maybe that's going to hurt his upside. And the games that he went over, we had no John Wall, no Kawhi Leonard, and that's when he's really excelled. And I like to go higher if all those guys are out. So I'm going to lean lower here and hope that, like I said, Wall and those guys just take a few more shots, and either they just steamroll the Spurs here, or Keldon Johnson gets out there and just slows them down just a little bit. So we'll keep that in mind with him. And the last one we're going to go here, we're going to go to our boy Steven Adams, man. Going over the Kiwi and see what he's going to do for this. Going up against Charlotte, I think this is a matchup where it bodes well for Steven Adams going up against these guys. They are ranked 25th in rebounds allowed, 22nd offensive rebounds, 26th in defensive rebounds. So I kind of like him taking the higher at 10.5 rebounds here for Steven Adams. Again, it's a spot where he's cleared this in 3 of the 5 games he's played. Last played 13, 11, 10, 9, and 11. So the 2 he didn't almost got there as it was. The line is -130 out there in some of the books. So we're getting a little bit of value. He played Charlotte twice last year, on November 11th and on February 12th, clearing it both 13 and 11. I kind of like the points and rebounds as well. If you want to look at that, he's cleared that both times as well, 22 and 26 against Charlotte last year. And he's cleared that in 3 of the 5 games he has played this year, 22, 23, only 12 and 11 against Utah, struggled against them, then 25 against Portland. So, I'm like the higher 10.5 rebounds here. He should be able to do whatever he wants against Plumlee. Again, they struggle in the rebound rate. So looking at the matchup, I just like the over 10.5 rebounds for him. So that's what we're kind of looking at here. If I had to rank these, again, it's tough with the value here. If the game stays close, I love Kevin Durant here. If it stays close, I probably like Paul George as number 2. Then probably I would take LeBron James 3 and Steven Adams 4. So there's 4 plays for you. Again, if you want to check out everything we have on our Patreon, you can check it out in the Patreon streets below. Price of lunch, man. Get in there and chat with us a little bit. See what we got going on, and we're adding more and more to these tools every day. So appreciate you guys. Again, use that code ARMY if you do not have an account, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Doses.